We are recording. Awesome. Well, Happy New Year, everyone. I hope that you're having a great start to your new year. Thank you so much for being here. I know some of you, maybe many of you, had a long weekend. This weekend, it was a beautiful sunny weekend, and I welcomed that very much. So, hope that you had a good day off yesterday. Maybe were able to do some Martin Luther King celebrations, either in community or on your own. Either way, I hope it was a good day for you and a good weekend. It's great to have you back. We have not had the monthly learning sessions since October, so it's great to be back. A lot of changes. First off, sorry, for those of you who are new, I'm Annie Lindy Kugel. My apologies. I'm the executive director of the CSN, and I have Maren here. Maren, would you like to say hello? Awesome, Maren. There you go.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, Maren, outreach coordinator at the CSN.
Awesome. And we also have Beryl Amolo, and Beryl is out on maternity leave right now. So we have a staff of 3 here at the CSN, and we are in kind of a, I don't know if I would say change right now, but we're really taking a look right now at potential changes in our systems and our offerings, so that we can really lay a concrete foundation moving forward to be able to grow. We've grown so much in this past year and a half. And so you'll find that we're going to kind of take it a little step back and just make sure that what we're doing is in alignment with all of the needs that you all have voiced. So just know that that's coming, but for now, we'll stay consistent with what we're offering. Just a quick heads up. If you haven't seen, I'm gonna share my screen real quick to show you our website. Let me make sure I've got this one. Here it is. Okay, can everyone see that okay? Great, thanks.
Yep.
So this is our monthly learning session page on our website. And the reason I'm showing this to you is so that you can see all of the upcoming presenters. And we're trying to do thematic months moving forward. Some months have a couple themes. So just know that that's something that we're trying to work on. We might have a few one-offs here and there, but trying to get the scheduling down to relate to the theme. But you can see who the upcoming presenters are here. And then also towards the very end, you can see their presentation link or their slides. And so we'll leave this up for a few weeks after the most recent presentation, or the presentation today, so that you can get a hold of those slides or those links as you would like. This session's also recorded, so if you can't make it and you want to check back in, we try to keep to the time frame here so that you can tap into those recordings as well. Any questions on that? Okay, awesome. Awesome. Well, today we have quite a few presenters, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We have Greater Good Northwest. Are we here today, Greater Good Northwest?
Yeah,
No.
I'm here.
Oh, great. Hi. Awesome. Awesome. Great. Well, welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting our organization. I just want to start off by giving a disclaimer. I have a 2-year-old right now that is running around, and I heard you say someone's on maternity leave. I go on maternity leave in literally like a week. So he's going through like a regression where he just wants to be next to me. So if you hear a 2-year-old or hear someone yelling, Porter, that disregard.
All are welcome here. All are welcome.
But thank you guys so much for having us here. Just like Annie said, I sent her some a slide, or not a slide, but our sheet of all of our different programs. Here at Greater Good, our symbol's a little radish because we kind of go off of a radical approach. We call it the radical radish. We started in 2021, and we started in the housing network, and now we've moved towards doing providing food for the community, doing retention resources for our clients. I'll go through all of it, but it make more sense if you guys have that paper. There's a little bit of a summary of all of our different programs. We have 6 different programs that we've built over since 2021. But yeah, so here at Greater Good, the first main program we have is our Bridge Shelter program. And it's a low barrier shelter. We buy out old motels and turn them into transitional housing. So it's kind of an in-between of the traditional type of shelter works and our clients going into housing. So then they can essentially practice going into their housing before they're on their own. So then with doing that, we see a benefit for our clients staying in their housing longer because they feel more confident being on their own. At that program, we do provide 3 meals a day. We have multiple programs, different programs or companies such as like Grand Central Bakery and Panera Bread. They come and bring food, and whatever we have left over, we give to the community. The 3 meals a day we provide, that we actually make the food. That's one of our other programs I'm going to be talking about. And that's our 2 programs into one. So we have a kitchen and food program. So in Portland, we have a kitchen program where we have people with lived experience come and help prepare food. And those meals go to our shelter and people in the community. If you have a contract with us, like we provide to some schools at a very, very low rate, we're the cheapest you can do for a nonprofit providing food, and they're all nutritious meals. And for us to do it at a cheaper rate, we actually have a produce farm that's in Troutdale. So that produce farm is a plot of land where we have produce, we have an orchard, we have a orchard and an herb garden. And with that program, all the food goes to our kitchen and food program, and we make the meals from there. But on top of that, whatever we have left over, which is always a lot, we take them to free food pantries, my job is as community engagement coordinator, I tend to go to other nonprofits, and we have an abundance. I tend to say, I don't say, do you want some? I say, take some. So it ends up being just everyone gets produce. And that being said, it's not harvest season, so we don't have that right now. But we always end up having leftovers, or we can just provide it to the community. And continuing with that, at our shelter program, we also have, it's our LATS program, and it's essentially a program for clients. If you're finding houseless clients that cannot receive surgeries due to not having a place to recoup after your surgery, we actually provide the only program in Washington County where if you need for example, our biggest thing is a knee replacement for our elderly clients. We work with Virginia Garcia Hospital. They refer clients into our program, and we have nurses come on site 7 days a week. And then we have case managers that are also on site to hopefully get them into housing before the 120-day period of them recovering goes in. So kind of 2 birds, 1 stone. And then with that being said, we also have our housing and navigation program. So once we get our clients into housing or on to the next step, we have a separate team go out and make sure our clients are ready for their housing. So make sure that they're able to provide for themselves. And if they're not, we're able to get them connected to different programs. So then they're able to arbor their own, empower themselves. And the last program we have is our street outreach. So at the Beaverton City Library, Monday through Saturday, we have 2 different case managers that go there. And you can go and do phase 1 assessments, which I'm not sure if majority of you are aware, but in Washington County, if you're wanting to receive a shelter bed, you can't just go into a shelter and ask for a bed. You have to go through a phase 1 assessment through the county, and it's an online portal. And then you get put on essentially a wait list. So we have provided we saw a need. There's a gap of services where people can go and put in those referrals. And another thing to note is if you don't check up on them once a month, you're taken off the list. So we, at the Beaverton City Library, we have people there where you can go either make the phase 1 assessment or check in, so then we can make sure you're still on the wait list. And we also bring food there in case clients need that, and our case managers are trained in helping find resources. Yeah, that's it for all of our programs. I see there's a question. The shelter is only for, it is a low barrier shelter, so it is only for individuals and adults and couples. So with being a low barrier shelter, we do have people of all different walks of life coming into our program. We are not able to have children on site. But that being said, all of our other programs, you're able to have kids on site. Like at the Beaverton City Library, we make sure to have a bunch of kids' toys in case you as a parent need to go in there and receive resources. A lot of us are parents ourselves, so we'll entertain the kiddos while you can go and receive the resources or distract them a bit. So the Bridge Shelter is the only one that kids cannot attend. Yeah, does anyone have any more questions? Of course.
And Jennifer, I also put the 2 documents in the chat. They're also on our website, but just so folks have those.
Perfect. Thank you, Annie.
It looks like Bruce has a question for you.
Hello,
Yeah,
Bruce.
hi, this sounds like a wonderful service. Thank you, Jennifer. Regarding the Beaverton Library, is somebody on staff there responding, or do you have a staff person? Is it library staff or your staff at?
It is actually our staff. We are contracted by the city of Beaverton and in the library. So we have a part. Oh wait, I think
The
you.
city of Beaverton?
Okay, sorry, I didn't know if you cut out a bit, but yeah, we are
I
contracted
did.
out by the Beaverton City Library and also the city of Beaverton. So we actually have our 2 Greater Good Northwest case managers that are there on site. Oh, and another thing to note is I'm actually the instructor for our Rentwell program. So that's another program that we just opened up to the community last month. Granted, while I'm on maternity leave, I won't be able to provide this service until I'm back. But if you have clients that have high barriers, such as criminal history, lack of renters, you can attend my class and it helps break barriers. So then you can hopefully get into housing at an easier rate as well. So we try to have all of our programs centered in Beaverton City Library because just they have optimal space. And then also like it's more accessible for families.
Libraries are rock. That's just wonderful. Wonderful strategy. Thank you.
Of course, yeah. Are you talking about Preston, are you asking about just all of our programs or specific programs?
For all of them, do they have to be in Washington County or like a shelter? Could they be in Multnomah?
Not necessarily. So we all work in social services, so we understand there's like loopholes and different things of there. So in regards to like, for example, my Rentwell class, if your client comes in and tells me or our outreach case managers at the Beaverton Library, I'm staying in Washington County, there's no reason for us to think otherwise.
Right.
In regards to specifically our LATS program, it's the same way. Usually it's the medical case manager. The medical case manager at the hospital will send a referral to Virginia Garcia. And then most of the time Virginia Garcia will say like, hey, they'll say it without saying like, hey, are they out on the street in Washington County and they happen to be sent by an ambulance to Portland? Like they'll kind of put the bug in your ear. So
Right.
you don't necessarily have to be in Washington County, but they do prioritize Washington County clients.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Of course. Debbie, we are always hiring. So we're always posting on Indeed. I think we're actually growing 2 more programs right now, hopefully. So just continue to look on Indeed and yeah. And then also I can put my email in here. And if you ever have any questions, you can shoot me an email. anyone as well. So in regards to if you're currently in your in housing, unfortunately, how Washington County works is for the housing and retention that they need to be actually houseless. And that's the gap that we were seeing. So that's why we actually provided that program at the Beaverton City Library. So then they can help you navigate those resources. So we have Community Connect that has rental assistance, different programs that our case managers are trained in being able to navigate or help you get on the wait list for that. So yes and no. I'm going to put my email in the chat for everyone.
Did you see Gabby's question?
If you are interested in being added to the 2-1 database, say no. Yes, I would love to. Again, the issue is with the 211 is, again, with Washington County, there is no one can just call and ask for like our shelter program. Like I'm not gonna lie, a lot of it just got confirmed this within the last few months that they're closing other transitional housing programs like ourselves. Well, not our program. We're going to be the only transitional housing program starting July of next year. So our wait list, we have 40 beds, and our wait list is always, last time I checked, it was over 1,000 people that were waiting. And that was with the 3 extra programs. That wasn't through ours, it was another program, and they're actually closing those down. So I'm gonna, and with the camping order in Portland, I'm seeing just the trend of it just going up. So yeah, you can definitely add us to 211, but I think it'd be really important to put in there that like, it's really important to do a phase 1 assessment first before calling, or really utilize our Beaverton City Library program. Because I don't want any clients to have any false hope.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, Jennifer, what days are you at Beaverton Library?
So we're starting next week. We expanded, and now we're going to be there Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And we're on the 2nd floor, and we have our own little office space.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Of course.
I'm gonna go poke on you. I'm gonna go check it out. We check you guys out.
And we have one of our case managers is bilingual in Spanish, and then our other one is also bilingual in ASL. So if we need to work out like any other translation, we will make it work as well. So if that is a barrier for your clients, tell them, do not hesitate. That's one great thing about working at the library, is there's usually someone in the library that can help translate. So that's the least of our worries.
Jennifer, I think you bring up a really great point, and why we're kind of mixing right now, Multnomah and Washington County, is a lot of our folks do cross county lines. And so it's really important to be aware of programs in both counties. And so thank you for highlighting that.
No, that my saying is the only way we're all going to help each other is through us. Respectfully, not through the county. It's going to be through us actually playing in the gray zone and doing the extra work to help our clients and help ourselves. So yeah, like I said, I've been with this program with Greater Good since it started in 2021. Love this program. So any questions you guys have, I can either answer them or at least direct you to the right person to answer it. So do not hesitate sending me an email. Like I said, I will be going on maternity leave starting the 4th. But it will be directing to someone else who also is able to answer any questions you may have.
Great. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Really appreciate your time and the information you shared. And if anyone has any follow-up questions for Jennifer, please feel free to email directly. That'd be great. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So next up, we had Portland Fruit Tree Project, but they are unable to join today. So we're going to skip along to the Oregon Food Bank. Mary Carmen will be presenting today on behalf of the Oregon Food Bank. Mary, are you on?
I am, yes.
Awesome. Welcome. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here.
Yeah, of course. Well, I think just in general, so to introduce myself, my name is Mary Carmen and I use she, her pronouns. And I work on the Metro Services team as a food assistance network strategist. So I am working with a section of our food sites. There are 4 of us on the team and we have about 50 to 55 portfolios. I think I'm a little bit discombobulated today because yesterday was hard. I think today is probably hard for a lot of us. So I just want to take a second and just kind of ground all of us in and acknowledge that we are all doing really incredible work, and it's so amazing that we are just kind of like pushing forward, knowing that things are going to get more difficult. And I think that's just, I mean, that's just kind of the reality right now. So, anyway, I just so appreciate and that everyone is here and doing the good work. So I have a little slideshow, and I did also send it to Annie, and she'll be able to share it with the rest of you as well. So there are, let's see. Okay. So there are about 7 departments that house many teams. We have well over 200 employees. So we have the board and executive support, community philanthropy, EPICA, which is equity, people, culture, and administration. And that is like colloquially our HR department. Finance, information technology, operations, partnerships and programs, and strategic communications. Partnerships and programs is the department in which I work, that the Metro Services team exists. There's also a statewide team. And our mission is to eliminate hunger and its root causes, because no one should be hungry. And so that means that we are working across systems to achieve our mission, and we are centering racial and social justice in everything that we do. That has been somewhat controversial with donors in the past, but as the most recent president, who just departed in December, said, if you're not making somebody angry, you're not doing it right. So we welcome the challenge. We recognize that hunger is not just an empty stomach or an individual experience, and that it is actually a community symptom of exclusion. People not having enough nutrition, food, income, power, representative voice. It's a symptom of barriers to employment, education, housing, and healthcare. We know that hunger is kind of where we are at, and we know that there are many things systems wide that have led to where we are. We are distributing food to several types of food programs. So one thing that I wanted to dispel is that Oregon Food Bank itself is not a food site. Obviously, if somebody were to come through our doors, we would give them the information that they needed, but we are actually mostly just a food distribution site. We're a warehouse with an office. So those food programs that we are distributing to include food pantries, meal sites or shelters, school pantries, supplemental programs, and free food markets. And we offer support through the statewide and Metro Services team to more than 1,400 partner agencies across the entire state. We cover literally the entire state, all of the counties. In the Portland metro area, which is Multnomah, Washington, and Clackamas County, there are over 100 food pantries that are open to the public. And I wanted to, in my presentation, dispel the old notion that clients were only able to visit one food pantry per month. That's something that existed, I mean, like 30 years ago. But for some reason, a lot of people, including service workers, believe is still the case. Clients are able to visit as many pantries as they need during the week. There are some pantries or meal sites that may have a limit to how many times a client may visit during that time. But if somebody has the time and ability to go from one pantry to the next, that is absolutely allowed. And Oregon Food Bank stance is that we do not care why a person is visiting more than one pantry. We just want to feed people. And it is really important to note that they are not required to provide any proof of identification, address, citizenship, income, or household size. I think it's also worth noting at this time that Oregon Food Bank's partner agency agreement is very clear that no one is allowed to share client information unless there is a subpoena provided. So we understand that with the threat of deportations and the fear of ICE raids, we are keeping our clients safe as we are able. So a really fantastic resource that is available to everyone who uses Oregon or that wants to use Oregon Food Bank is the Food Finder. And I will put that link in the chat when I figure out how to do that. It might be after I am presenting. You can also just Google Oregon Food Bank Food Finder. You type in an address, a city, or a zip code, and clients can find free food or places to double their SNAP EBT benefits, the Double Up Food Bucks program. It is available for everyone. There's, again, no documentation or proof of gender identity or immigration status necessary. Everything is self-affirmed. If clients go to a site and have a really adverse experience, so this goes beyond a customer service problem where they think somebody is being unkind, but that they believe is true discrimination, then they are able to fill out a discrimination form. Oregon Food Bank takes that very seriously, and we often then will work with ODHS. So there are a lot of ways that you can get involved, volunteering, donating, and participating. Right now, we are really pushing for Food for All Oregonians, and this is a program that would be state funded, that would put SNAP-like benefits into the hands of Oregonians who aren't ineligible for SNAP due to their immigration status. That's about 62,000 Oregonians right now who are not able to access the SNAP benefits, and we know that programs like SNAP and WIC are the fastest way to lower the number of clients that are coming to our pantries. We have over 150 organizations that have endorsed Food for All Oregonians. I highly encourage you, if you are in a position to do so, to endorse it on behalf of your organization as well. And you can find more information on any of these things at our website, OregonFoodBank.org. I will put the link to Oregon Food Bank and the Food Finder in the chat as well. One thing that I also kind of wanted to note, is that we got our most recent data from the most recent fiscal year, and the need has risen 30%. We saw 30% more clients going through our shelter, all of our food sites. And there's been a concern that we are not supplying enough food. And the reality is that we are not able to supply enough food. We actually are moving the most food through Oregon Food Bank's warehouses than we ever have in the history of our organization. But we have come up against poverty and food insecurity that is the highest that it has been since the Great Depression. Across the country, we have never seen food insecurity like this in literally the entire history of food banking. And so, you know, that's where that advocacy piece comes in and is really important to us, because we know that just feeding people is a tiny band-aid on such a large systemic problem. So I am absolutely happy to answer any questions that individuals may have. I'm going to just put, that's our website. Here's the Food for All Oregonians. There's also an opportunity to contact your legislators regarding Food for All Oregonians. It takes just a couple of minutes. We have like those pre-filled out forms. And then I will also include my email address for anyone who would like to reach out to me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mary. And I had, you know that we know that food also is such a huge need and it's always in the top 4 of all of our fair data, but I had no idea the statistic that you just shared about the highest since the Great Depression. Yeah, that's huge. Thank you for the work that you do. I know that the food bank works tirelessly and just appreciate all that you do. So thank you. Any questions for Mary before we move on to our next presenter? Okay. All right. Thank you so much for being here today and for the work that you do. All right. Next up, we have Diana Ramirez Serrano from the SnowCap Community Charities.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, Diana.
Hello, thank you so much for having us here. My name is Diana and I'm here with SnowCap Community Charities and I'm here with my colleague Imka.
Hi.
And we are just so excited and thankful to be here this morning. As mentioned earlier, if we're not in this together, we're not able to make the change that we would want to see. And before we get started, I would just like to share a little video to let people know about what we do here at SnowCap, and then I will go ahead into detail with more information about our organization.
Can you see the video? You can, okay, perfect.
I'm on Social Security, and Social Security doesn't pay for everything we need. But my wife is invalid, and I go hungry just to feed her.
It's so hard struggling, even if you have a job, even if you can make money, to keep your family together, to keep them healthy and happy. Just a little bit of help means the world. It means you're not alone.
Sometimes it's hard to ask for help, but when you have a place where they want to help you, it's a grateful feeling. So I'm very grateful for everything.
Every day, all year round, SnowCap volunteers, clients, supporters, and staff make the world a little bit kinder. This happens truly in millions of ways. SnowCap is a place that is a conduit of kindness. We're currently seeing an average of over 11,000 people every month who are in need of food and clothing.
There was an elderly couple, and he said, I've been giving my wife, who has cancer, all of my food, and we've been going without food for 2 days. He was so thankful.
Nosotros hemos necesitado los servicios de SnowCap a veces por comida, por ropa para mis niños.
Pues mayormente es una alegría para mis niños, pues.
The smiles on the faces of the little children.
When they leave, you tell them to have a good day and take care of themselves, and they'll turn around and give you a big hug and you've got tears in your eyes, and that makes my day.
I just helped a lady find a coat a few weeks ago, and I helped her get it on, and it just fit perfect. And I looked at her, and she had tears dripping off of her chin. She said, I haven't had a coat for so long. I've been so cold. And it just melted me.
Somebody who saw a good pair of boots that they wanted, but they actually ended up giving it to another client who they felt that they needed it more.
There was a client who came in, her hands were freezing. We had no gloves. And another client took her gloves off and handed them to her. She said, I have a place to sleep tonight, and this person doesn't. That's just a regular day.
That is. It's every day at SnowCap.
While we're best known for our food and clothing programs, we have a variety of programs that really make life a little bit sweeter for people in our area. We have a community garden that has 48 free plots. Our Back to School program helps kids with clothing and school supplies. We also offer utility assistance, hygiene products, winter care packages, along with gifts for kids in December. We have a mobile food pantry that delivers food boxes to low-income public housing complexes every month. And our senior delivery program matches individual volunteer drivers with folks that are unable to come to SnowCap.
I think what we're doing right now at SnowCap is really important because there are more people than ever that are in need. Paychecks are not matching what is happening in the grocery stores and the gas stations.
I lost my place to live and I ended up going to a shelter down the road here. I had no clothes, no nothing. And having this here has kind of like saved me in the summertime. I had nothing to wear except the clothes on my back.
Just a little bit of help means the world. It means you're not alone. There's somebody out there saying, okay, you know, if you need help, I'll give you help. And it makes it easier for us to help other people too.
As a parent, not being able to provide for my kids and for myself has been a challenge this year. And if it wasn't for SnowCap that provides food and clothes, I'm very grateful for everything that I have received from SnowCap.
When people are in need of help, this is where they come. And when people have help to offer, this is also where they come. We keep saying that the need couldn't get any larger, but somehow it does.
I'm glad we're here for the people who maybe don't have other people to care about.
You guys are muted.
Our trucks have gas to deliver to seniors, to make sure the lights are on and the freezers are working to keep food safe. Every dollar you donate goes right into our programs, whether it's $5 or $1,000. We cannot do this work without you.
If everybody does a little, it adds up to a lot.
Every hour, every dollar counts, and it multiplies. One can of food from one person, a couple of dollars from another, a few hours from another, and it all comes together. It really is magic.
It doesn't mute the whole thing.
So SnowCap has been existing since 1967, and right now the need we are seeing is definitely skyrocketing. I know as had mentioned that we are serving about 11,000 people a month, but now it's actually gone up to 14,000 people a month. So the need for food and clothing is definitely there, and we are just very, very happy to be here and help our neighbors in need. So what we love about SnowCap is that it's volunteer driven. We have 13 paid staff here, and we're lucky to be some of those employees here at SnowCap, and we average about 2,000 people, or excuse me, 2,000 volunteer hours a month. Like I mentioned, with our volunteers, we wouldn't be able to serve the people that we serve and operate every day, because we're open Monday through Friday from 10 to 2, Monday and Wednesday evening 6 to 8, to help our families that are not able to come in because maybe they have school, jobs, whatever the reason may be. So we want to make sure that our pantry is available for our folks that are, you know, have a busy day. So did you know that today 1 in 8 people face hunger in rural, urban, and suburban communities throughout the state of Oregon? And we've been seeing that go up ever since COVID-19 hit, and with the cost of food and the cost of living and also housing. SnowCap has a community garden, and we are actually going in the process of renovating our garden, and we are so excited to have those flower beds are going to be new, and we're going to offer a new space for our community to be able to garden their own vegetables, their own fruits, and so we're just very excited for that new change to come. And then in 1980, SnowCap had 12,000 people during the entire year. And now, as mentioned, the need is definitely going up and up each time. In 2023, 28 of the children in Multnomah County received food insecurity households who did not qualify. We are helping people who did not qualify for federal nutrition assistance. And in April of 2024, we are helping around 12,000 people compared to 9,000 people the year before. And of course, this was from last year. So now the number is going up and up and now. As mentioned, we are serving about 14,000 people a month. And in October, we actually served 15,000 people, and that's actually been a record month in our history here. So we are very thankful for our volunteers to be able to help us out, make sure that we're helping and feeding these individuals and families. So as mentioned, we have our food pantry, and we provide services right now 2 times a month. And we're open again for Monday through Friday. We are very, very lucky to be able to operate each day of the week except on the weekends because, you know, people need food every day. So we're just very lucky to be available and ready to help our neighbors. And we have our mobile food pantry. I know there was a question about the mobile food pantry and what areas we serve. So right now, those are pretty much designated low income complexes, and they are in the Fairview area, Wood Village area. So within, I would say, Troutdale and Wood Village, and Gresham area.
It's kind of close to Portland too, some of the senior ones.
Yeah, so we try to have, we already have like some agreements with those complexes that we are going every month and deliver food boxes for our folks that are not able to come to our pantry here, because we know that transportation is definitely also a barrier that a lot of our clients are facing. Usually the mobile food pantries are for like families that maybe the low income complexes, and then and for seniors and disabled people as well. And we have a Good Neighbor Day, which is like a visit that people can come from wherever and they can pick up a food box, and we hopefully be able to supply for the 3 to 5 day worth of groceries.
It's like an extra, so it doesn't count as your food pantry visit. You get an extra one if you need a little extra help.
And another exciting service that we offer is clothing. We are very, very excited to announce that we have actually just opened up a new building for clothing, and that is one of the largest scales sources of clothing here in the area. And clients can restock on clothing for the families monthly. They can come once a month, and they just have to make an appointment and let us know that they want to make an appointment to visit our clothing room, and we are happy to schedule those in. If they would like to schedule an appointment for that, they can schedule it online and on our website at snowcap.org, or also over the phone, or they could also do online. They can make a request for the time that they would like to do it. And we also have like some holiday programs, like a Thanksgiving dinner, which we serve about 700 people during that day. And we also gave out winter packages and little stocking stuffers for kids. So that way, everyone that we are serving that day for food is not only going with food, but also leaving with a little something extra for the little ones or children in the home. And another exciting thing we have is our back to school program, which usually we have in August. And we have families that are scheduled for an appointment so they can shop for food, not for food, but for supplies and clothing. And it's a very, very exciting time because we get to see those families and the children get so excited that they get to pick out like an outfit for them to wear maybe on their first day. And it's a very exciting time for us to see that And then we also have volunteers that make homemade cards. So then that way they have a repurpose and they don't have to be recycled. And our volunteers are very, very creative in making beautiful birthday cards and cards for different occasions. And then also we are really, a lot of our services would not be possible, of course, for donations. And so we are not government funded, which kind of is a very nice thing because we're able to like help a lot of people without having to worry about certain government guidelines. And then let's see, I'm gonna skip on this one for now. And then ways that people can help SnowCap is people can volunteer like monthly, quarterly, or annually. Like it doesn't matter how long you would you want to volunteer, but if you're interested in volunteering, we'll be more than happy to definitely have people come and check out SnowCap, and maybe there builds out more days that you would like to volunteer. And also SnowCap and sorry, you can go to our socials at SnowCap PDX and like us, and then right there we also share and we post some stuff and you guys are welcome to share it. And then we are taking donations Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. and our donation address is also 17788 Southeast Pine Street. It's in the same building as our service building, but just on the back on Pine Street. So everything is just, this is our main building where we have donations and where we are giving out our food. I think the next one is our, and this one is our mailing address. So if anybody wants to mail us something, and donations is right here on 17788 Southeast Pine Street. And then our pantry location is going to be the 17805 Southeast Stark Street. And for our clothing location, this is where we have our new building. And again, if anyone is interested in referring individuals or family to us for food or clothing, you can give us a call, visit our website, and then if you would like to find out more about our organization, what are we doing, you can find our social at SnowCap PDX. And thank you. I see that there's some questions here. So, that's a great question for volunteer. If it's going to be your first time and you just want to try it out, you do not have to have a background check. We want to make sure that you test it before you commit to something. But then if you're like interested in becoming like a volunteer for like a little bit more than just one day, we do have our volunteer coordinator who will give you an orientation, kind of let you know, give you a tour of our organization, let you know what we are doing in here, and also he will give you information on where to do your background. And for the address for our pantry is going to be the 17805 Southeast Stark Street, and for clothing is going to be 21655 Southeast Stark Street. And again, for right now, our clothing location is available, but they do have to have an appointment at the moment. And again, those appointments can be made online on our website or over the phone.
Is that for for clothing donations as well?
For clothing donations, we can take those over our physical donation address, which is 17788 Southeast Pine Street. So essentially, we're still taking everything from here to our new building. So if everything could be dropped off over at our main building, that would be great. It's just going to be the back on Pine. If for donations, we're open for clothing or anything that you would like to donate. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3. So they could be made any time during those hours and times. And days, excuse me. And
I think what we're going to have to do is if you can go in and respond to folks in the chat, would that be okay?
Oh, yeah, we can totally.
We just need to scoot along just to give folks a chance to share as well. So appreciate
in the chat, and then that way, if there's any questions or anything, please feel free to send me an email.
Wonderful,
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Thank you so much. And thank you for the amazing work that you both and your organization do and all the volunteers. I learned a ton. So thank you so much. All right. So next up, we have Kaz Brooks from C3 Food Pantry. Kaz, are you on?
Hi, it's Kate from.
Kate. Oh, sorry. Kate,
No,
hi.
it's okay. Kaz, we have our distribution day today. So Kaz is at the pantry right now doing the distribution. So I'm
Great.
filling in for her.
Yes, you said that. Thank you so much. Awesome.
Yeah,
Welcome.
no problem.
Thanks for being here.
Yes, and I don't know how to share my screen. I don't know if you can help me or if I need to.
Yeah, so there should be a green
Yep.
button, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yep,
5
I
from the
see
left.
that. Let's see if this works.
And then just so folks know, I have it linked in the presentation link in the website as well.
Oh my goodness. What are you guys seeing?
Nothing yet.
Okay. All right. Are you seeing what looks like it might be a presentation?
Not yet. But what I can do is, do you want me to share?
Yes, that would be great.
Okay, so let me just, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and then you just tell me when to move forward.
Okay, great.
Everyone see that okay?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you guys are looking at, but I can talk from my end. Anyways, my name is Kate Dean, and I am a volunteer with Love Our City. We used to be called C3 Food Pantry, but we recently took a name change in order to better reflect our work and our mission. So let's see. So we are a much smaller organization than many of the organizations that have previously talked. We are 100% volunteer driven, including our pantry manager who works about at least 25 to 30 hours a week. We are located in the Cully neighborhood. And our mission is to provide, I'm sorry, can you move on to the next slide? I'm not quite sure what you see. Can you move to the mission slide?
Okay, I think we're there.
Okay, great. So our mission is to provide reliable access to healthy and nutritious food for families and individuals facing food insecurity in our local community. We do not have geographical boundaries, so anyone is welcome to come to our pantry and receive food for free. All right, next slide. Our pantry is open every Tuesday. We only have one distribution day per week at this point. It's on Tuesdays from 11 a.m. to noon, or whenever we run out of food boxes or whenever the line of cars stops. We roughly serve about 150 people with food boxes per week, or about 600 food boxes per month. And we with the start of the pandemic, we moved to a drive-through system. We used to be a shopping, like a shop or choose system, but we have a very, very small location. And frankly, it is easier for us to do the drive-through pre-packed boxes. So we have dry goods, bread, fresh produce, milk, eggs, meat, ready-to-eat meals. It can vary from week to week what we have, just based a lot on what we pick up from donations from grocery stores. And as you see here, we're located at the corner of Lombard and 57th in Northeast Portland, and it's TriMet bus number 72. So again, anyone can come to our food pantry. There's no need to make a reservation. Do recommend that if people come, that they try to get there by 11 a.m. So that they can get in line for the food pickup. We do have a small walk-up line that informally operates from about 10 to 11 a.m. But if somebody comes on foot or by bus, they're always welcome to do that walk up, pick up at any point during that whole distribution period. So I think I had mentioned that we prepare about 600 food boxes every month. Our food boxes contain 3 to 4 days worth of food. This is really an estimated value of about $150 per box. And in total, that, the amount of food that we distribute is about 32,000 pounds of food each month. And that's roughly equivalent to 2,500 meals. We are an Oregon Food Bank partner, and about half the food that we distribute comes from the Oregon Food Bank. The other half of the food that we distribute comes from local grocery stores, including Fred Meyer, Albertsons, Safeway, Whole Foods, and Trader Joe's. You can see there's a picture of me here picking up some food on Tuesdays at Fred Meyer. We have a lot of volunteers who do food pickups at the grocery stores. That's one of the volunteer jobs that we have, and that really occurs every day of the week. And then we have a big distribution day on Tuesday, and we've got several shifts for people to volunteer on Tuesdays on our distribution days. And we have on Mondays, we're pretty much getting ready, setting the pantry up for the distribution day. So that's another volunteer opportunity. And then we have a variety of sort of like keeping the pantry in working order, cleaning, making sure the refrigerators and freezers are still stocked and running appropriately, cleaning, those kinds of things. So if anybody is interested in volunteering at the food pantry, we have that. I'm not sure, I forgot because I'm looking at my slideshow here, so I kind of ran through all of the slides. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to share mine. But if you want to just go to the last page, I'll just note that our website is, and our socials are pretty much the same. We can be found at Love Our City PDX. And that is who we are. Are there any questions?
Thank you for putting that in there, Mary. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I didn't remember to keep telling you to move the slide. But...
Oh, no, that's okay. I just listened and tried to move forward as you were speaking. So
okay, thank you.
No worries. And for all that, link is in on the website as well. Agree, Brianna. Impressive to provide so much with an all volunteer force. Absolutely. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. All of these organizations that have spoken today have a huge volunteer base, and that's powerful. Awesome. Any questions for Kate before we move along? Okay. And I love your new name and your new logo. It's so sweet and just loving. So
Thank
good job. That's not an easy process.
No, it isn't. Thank you. Thanks for
Yes.
having us. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Kate, for being here. Appreciate you and your team. Okay, next up, we have Meals on Wheels. I see Brianna.
Yeah,
awesome.
hello.
Great. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, let me get my, oh, there we go. I'm just trying to get my presentation up here real quick.
Great.
Sorry, let me get it to presentation mode. I should have done that ahead of time, and I did not. Why isn't it working? There we go. All right, so I'm Brianna Winningham with Meals on Wheels people. I oversee operations in Multnomah County. We do serve Clackamas, Multnomah, and Clark County in Washington. So our mission is our mission is changing lives one meal at a time. In doing that, we're providing both food and social, a reduction of social isolation for the older adults in our community. So it being the beginning of the year, I thought I'd pull the numbers from 2004 because they're conveniently in my inbox, at the top of my inbox right now. So in 2024, we served over 1 million meals to more than 8,800 clients in our community. And those are our traditional communities. That's our traditional program of serving people 60 and over. The actual number was 1,027,171 meals. That is an 8% increase from prior years. What we're seeing though is, although all of our sites are seeing an increase, it's not 8% across the board. What's really happening is that East Portland is seeing a drastic swing in meals, and our other service areas are seeing a much smaller swing. So what we're ending up with is kind of a lopsided service area. I know a lot of our clients also access SnowCap. The Gresham site is our biggest site. And when I was the manager of our Gresham site, up until 2.5 years ago, I kept thinking, gosh, if we get above 325 clients, it's going to be like, we're going to really have to figure out logistics. Last week, they hit 500 clients. So just to give you an idea of kind of how things are going. Not only are we seeing more people need us, but the people that are needing us are needing more help than they have before. Oh no, my slides got mixed up. When I saved them, my slides went a little bit haywire. Sorry about that. So our home delivered meals are kind of what people think of when they think of Meals on Wheels. Our meals are made in-house, so we make them in Southwest Portland at our main kitchen here. That's right beneath me right now. These are medically tailored, so meaning they're designed to, they're low sodium, low fat, high fiber. A nutritionist overlooks all of our meals before they're made to make sure that they are meeting nutrition standards. And then our traditional clients would get a package of up to 7 frozen meals. And along with that comes a snack bag of produce, some protein items, a dessert, and they're also able to get bread and milk. So we do get some reimbursement through the Older Americans Act and through Medicaid services. But that really only provides, so that funding is just for the frozen meals. All the rest of it is stuff that we decided during the pandemic was really needed. We started giving out these supplemental items because we knew that it was a need, and it was just so popular that we decided to just keep funding that. So 60% of our funding does come from private funding sources and from different ways of us collecting revenue. But we do have some government funding in the mix. Our social programming is a big piece of this as well. So, darn it, sorry. So what we're offering for social programming, and a lot of these things either started or took shape during COVID. We started doing friendly chat calls because we went to a once-a-week delivery model in order to kind of reduce the potential for spreading COVID. And then because so many of our seniors really were getting the meals, not just for nutritional support, but because of that visit, we transitioned to the friendly chat program. And it started out as the drivers who would normally deliver every day, where instead we were inviting them to, hey, instead, why don't you call your clients and call that route and just chat with them? And then that was kind of so successful that it morphed into a more formal program. We do safety calls when there's inclement weather or some kind of emergency. And we just recruit our volunteers and our staff to call, check in with people, get them resources if they need it, and then just also see if there are any emergency situations that we can kind of help get assistance to. So pretty new and a little bit under the radar, just because we're still building it and we're building capacity, is a pet care program. So for instance, in the Selwood area, we have a pet store that donates food to a certain number of clients every month, and our center in that area facilitates those deliveries and those donations. And then the pet care started actually in Clark County. We had a mobile vet who approached us and said that they would like to help, and can we connect them to clients who are in need of help for their pets. And that kind of spawned the beginning of our pet care program that we have been growing this fiscal year and last fiscal year. And we intend to, we're looking for community partners to expand that. And what that is recognizing that companion animals are so important for our seniors, and they often don't have the ability, whether it's transportation or finance, to get their pets the care they need. And so we are kind of finding that bridge. We regularly get grants to help with emergency planning and preparedness. So for clients, for instance, that we know in a major emergency would probably have to shelter in place, we provided shelter in place kits. 1 to 2 times a year, we provide emergency food in case we're not able to deliver, or in case there's something that really goes down and they need food that's shelf stable. And then the other thing is special observances. We work really hard to do the small things like recognize birthdays for clients who celebrate, to recognize holidays. We're just about to recognize the Lunar New Year coming up. And this will be our first time. It took a lot of planning to find an appropriate Lunar New Year meal that would fit into our frozen meal format. So we're very excited this year to roll that out. And then each center kind of has their own things that they're able to support. So for instance, some of our sites have lending libraries where for seniors that can't get out, we'll just take them a couple books and just switch those every time with their meal sets. And one site, our Gresham site, provides phone bingo that any of our clients can participate in across the whole organizations. So that is where the clients at home have their own laminated bingo cards and or dry erase markers, and we have basically like a party call system where we call. It is every time I run it. Sometimes I'll sub and run it for the person that normally does it. It is the highlight of my week. It is such a great example of people finding community in places that are not traditional, because this group of seniors that gather over the phone every week to play bingo are just delightful to listen to. And then we have additional services. So in addition to our kind of traditional clients, we also have a Meals for Kids program that started and is funded through the Portland Children's Levy. And that started many years ago, and we keep it going. And then we have community health partnerships that allow us to deliver an extra 65,000 meals a year to people. And so these are people that have been recently released from the hospital or are maybe needing to have some dietary changes and are needing to learn what it is that they, kind of a new diet structure. So the health partners are then paying us to deliver those meals. And that often extends outside of our traditional service area. We go to a lot of different places with those contracts. All right, and then also the dining room. So when people think of Meals on Wheels, they might not think of our in-center dining, but that's a huge part of our service. So we have 23 dining rooms across the 3 counties. The dining centers, some of the smaller ones that are more niche in their community are open 1 day a week. Some of our very large sites are open 3 days a week. Lunch is served from noon to 1, but people are welcome to come have coffee for a couple hours before, hang out a little bit after. And a lot of the sites are able to offer different kind of engagement opportunities. So for instance, I know our Belmont location has mindfulness meditation hour. Our MLK site teams up with Urban League and offers a lot of community activities surrounding the lunch hour. They all celebrate celebrations and holiday observances, and they really try to look at their community and say what is important, like who is the demographic represented in my community. We're going to celebrate the holidays that are really represented, as well as a couple others, so that we increase awareness of other cultures. They've been really popular, and our numbers for those celebrations really make it obvious that people enjoy that opportunity. And then also we have the Diners Club, which is a newer program. This is where we are teaming up with local restaurants in order to give people the opportunity to go out to eat. So The diner in Vancouver is a restaurant owned by us, and proceeds go to our funding. And so it works as both a restaurant, and also it works as a dining center. So people are allowed to go there. We have the regular menu, and then we have the OAA menu, the Older Americans Act menu, where seniors can dine off of that, and it is donation based. It is not a fee for the meal. And then we have the same thing at not our restaurants, but just partners, XLB in North Portland, Miss Delta also in Portland, and Los Tinos in Fairview all also have a menu that allows seniors to go in with their card at certain times of the week and have a meal. The real benefit to this is that while our dining rooms are for 60 and over, at these restaurants, people can go in with their families. So you can have multi-generational eating, you can have a little bit more flexibility in what is served. And, everybody likes to go out to eat sometimes. All right. So our website is mowp.org. And I will also put my email in the chat, but I'm happy to answer questions, or I'm happy if you have something to follow up with me, I'm happy to answer your emails as well. And I do want to, I guess I'll just reiterate, or I'll just say a couple things really quick. And one is that we are encouraging OAA clients to donate if they are able to, but we don't keep track of who donates. Everybody is able to participate. There is no fee for this. All right, and does anyone have questions?
I think Mandy had asked if the info was on your website. Is that which specific program, Mandy, were you questioning about the diners?
Yes, there is. Let me look really quick. Diners Club might have their own website, and that is actually one of our newest programs. But I will, before the end of this, I will definitely link to that information. And seniors do have to pre-register for that, although registration is simply calling a phone number, connecting with the person that runs that, and then she'll mail the card. And it's, kind of old school. You get like a card, like when Safeway used to have your little rewards card. They'll get the card to kind of help facilitate that visit.
So they then use the card at that location? Okay.
Yeah, in lieu of payment. Yeah.
Okay. And then you're with family, is that just them though?
No, I mean, it would just be their meal that's covered.
Okay.
It's just nice because it allows more people to come along.
Yeah.
Is our 82nd location open now? So we are building a new building on 82nd. We are very excited about it. It is across from Eastport Plaza. Yeah, it's the old carpet tile building. So right now our Meals for Kids program is running out of there, which has been really exciting because almost all of our clients were in East County and we were driving from Southwest Portland to serve them. Nothing else is currently there yet. We are still heavily in the construction phase, but we were able to build out that Meals for Kids part. Eventually, by the end of I think right now we're projecting June 2026, but we're also seeing costs rise, costs of labor getting a little bit harder. So we're hoping for the end of 2026 at least. Eventually that will be a fully functioning senior center. We hope to have space for partner organizations to have space come in. We really want it to be a place for seniors to go for resources, not just ours, but also our community. So it will be a fully functioning site plus a fully functioning site plus.
Awesome. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Any other questions for Brianna? And I can't remember, Brianna, did you put your email in the chat?
Let me do that right now.
Okay, that would be great. And I will update, let me make sure here that I've got it in here. I will update the slide deck by putting it in on the website. So it's there as well. Awesome.
All
Okay,
right, and then yes, I'll get that information about the Diners Club and put that in the chat in just a minute.
perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you. Awesome. So that wraps up our presenters today. Thank you so much to all of our presenters and the information that you shared today and the work that you do. It is, I think it's to kind of reflect what Mary was saying, is that none of us know what this year is going to bring, but I do know that I feel more confident to do it alongside all of you and the amazing individuals that you are working for, the amazing organizations that you do. It definitely comes at an feels uneasy today. And I think that just knowing that we're not alone is a big deal. So hopefully that can maybe ease the feelings of the entry of this week for you. I do want to open up to questions or any information, events, anything you would like to share. We have about 8 minutes left. It looks like Bruce, you have a question?
Hi, yeah, I was contacted by a woman through Nextdoor who spent quite a bit of time gathering a list of all of the food pantries in the Portland metropolitan area, and they're organized by zip code, which I found was a very practical way of providing the location. And she made it in a big table, 29 pages of food pantry information that I would love to send to you to send out with the minutes of this meeting.
Okay, that would be great. That would be great. I would love to too see, Bruce, if how that compares to the Food Finder. Are you familiar with the Food Finder?
Yes, the Food Finder is only for Oregon Food Bank Association Group,
Connected.
and this has all of the churches and public service groups that offer things. So it's way beyond what you can get through the Food Finder.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. We would love that. We'll be happy to share. Sure. Thank you, Bruce. All right. Any other comments, questions? I see a lot of comments coming in the chat. Thank you so much. It's so lovely to have you here. This community is amazing. Really appreciate all that each of you do. There's no way that any one of us could do all of this individually. So the collective is huge. Anyone else have any events coming up that they would like to share about? Okay. Well, I know that the CSN, Marin, has some events coming up. So make sure to check out our website. We also have workshops coming. So we are launching kind of all of our programming at the beginning of this year. So make sure to take a few minutes to check out our website. And also we'll post those on our social channels on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on Instagram. So just keep in mind those locations. Looks like we do have one other person, Janelle.
Yeah, so this is Janelle Hovde, she, her pronouns, and I'm part of Upstream Access, and Upstream Access provides emergency preparation for disabled community, but we also provide other services along the way. We begin our third cohort, which is a 3-month session that you get. The first one is on emergency preparedness, and then we'll do another one regarding alerts. We'll have PGE there, and Pacific Power, they will come out. And they always have things that they give away. Each person that comes to these cohorts goes away with a solar powered item. There are 3 months of this in a row. This one begins tonight at 5 o'clock, and it is over at PCC Sylvania campus. So I can put our link in for Upstream Access. You can see a lot of the things that we do. So we're not involved in just emergency preparedness. We're involved in fighting against any kind of ableism, and that's really important. But we also provide things like this and the resources so people have them, because we have people out there that need it. You know, we know that it's not just a disabled community, but the disabled community is at a disadvantage because they can't get out, a lot of them. And it's an invitation to anybody that has a disablement, whether it be a parent or not a parent. And so I will put the link to I meant to send this to you last week, Annie, sorry.
No worries.
I will put the link in there for our website. And in there, you will be able to see all the different offerings we do. We offer a monthly Ready, Set, Connect meeting that I facilitate on first Tuesday of the month. The second Tuesday, of course, is our cohorts. The third Tuesday, I don't know anymore. We started last year. We are a nonprofit built out of an organization called Aim for Access. And we were just a year old, and we have seen it grow by leaps and bounds. And Annie, what everybody has said here, Erin and I always say in every one of our meetings, individually, we all know something, but together we know a lot. And we're learning all the time. And these are where these sessions are super important for us, because we can hand out resources, to let people know what's available to them. Because, I mean, I worked with, I worked almost solely with the houseless population in North Portland, and making sure people had resources that they needed throughout our community. I recently retired from that, and my whole focus now is on upstream access. So yeah, I will put the link in there, and you will be able to see all the different things that we are involved in. So thank you, Annie.
Thank you so much. Awesome. Awesome. Yes. Thank you so much. Thanks for the work that you do. Yes, it does take the collective for sure. Power of the collective. Awesome. All right. So also one last note, we are moving our newsletter. It's to twice a month. So I'm going to put those dates on our website. I just haven't had a chance to, because some weeks are 5-week months, some weeks are 4-week months. So it gets a little confusing, but just so you know, you won't see it every Friday in your inbox. You'll see it twice a month. So you can always email us the information you'd like us to share, but just know it won't come out necessarily always that Friday. So more to come on that. I'll have those dates posted on our website. Does anyone else have any other questions or anything to share? Okay. All right. Well, I hope that you have a fabulous Tuesday. I hope that you feel energized by the information shared today. And I hope that you can maybe take a moment to yourself today to just ground yourself and know that it's going to be okay, and that we're going to move forward together. And please always reach out if you need anything or if we can help with anything. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you in the near future. All right. Have a great, great day.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.